All right, we are back, soaked but still happy here. New Jersey Open PSP. I'm Matty Marshall. I'm up here with a very brave Steve Rabikoff, and we are about to watch the first pro game of the day. We got ourselves semifinal action. Tampa Bay Damage taking on the Los Angeles Ironmen. I'm very much looking forward to this match. Tampa Bay Damage playing very well this event. This field layout, it just plays incredibly to their strengths, and a lot of veterans on that team, and they've really been doing a lot of work for Damage. Now, flip side, Ironman, up and coming young players on that team, really stepping it up, man. You know, I talked to some of the veteran team, veteran members from the Ironman. I said, hey, you got to go out and play a game for $100,000. What five would you put on your off the record? What five? That's why I'm not going to say who it was, but off the record, what five would you put out to try to win that 100K? And both guys that I talked to named a couple of the up-and-coming guys to put on that five-man team. So that impresses me. You know, that tells me that now that being said, they only have 7 guys on the roster, but they, you know, I mean, but you gotta go with what you work with. And I also think it was interesting that they had different young guys that they put on the roster. So what that tells me is that around the board, those younger guys, talk about Humphreys, talking about CC, Chris Catt, and Kyle Spica, those guys, Eric Humphreys, those guys are really stepping it up for the Ironmen. And the Ironmen, that is one of the most storied teams in paintball, won multiple world championships in different eras of the game. I myself played on that team for almost about 6 years, and it means a lot to me to have those guys step up and fill those really big shoes. Yeah. You know, you wear that, you put that shield on, man. It's a big responsibility. I actually talked to CC, to Chris Catt in the airport when we were coming out here, and I told him that much, man. I was like, you know what, hey man, you guys got a lot to live up to, so handle your business. And
they're trying as hard as they can.
He is. He's playing very well. I'm impressed. So let's see what they can do here now, especially when the chips are down here. They're playing on Sunday into the Final Four, and they have a thunderstorm to deal with. It's a tall order, you know. I mean, they're out there under the umbrella.
Under the umbrella.
God, can we please get a picture of that? That is perfect. Billy Wing holding the umbrella, and SK is going to take it away. But first, we'd like to thank our sponsors who are making this all happen. Without them, we would not be here. You would not be seeing this. Die Precision, Proto, of course, Dave Youngblood, and in Empire, Draxis, Planet Eclipse. Love those guys at Planet Eclipse. Very, very good people over there. RP Shear, Top Gun, GI Sports, Virtue, PB Nation, of course. Go and let us know your thoughts, and Sup Airball as well. So, about to throw down here, a couple seconds to go. And Tampa Bay Damage losing a player off the break.
As Ironmen do as well. So
here come the Ironmen. That's Brandon Short diving and gliding through the mud and into that insert bunker. That's one of the bunkers, though, Steve, that not a lot of people have been going to. Oh, look at this penalty, and it's going to be a minor penalty on Damage. If you're going to get it, might as well get it in the beginning of the match.
Get it quick and get off. He's arguing with the ref. Get off the field. And Ironmen are just dismantling Damage this first point so far. The Damage has the snake corner on the spectator side, and D1 still holding it down as best they can.
And look at this. Brandon Short is into the 50-yard line. Snake, he's been playing great, man. Brandon Short is one of those guys that you definitely, the Ironmen can count on right now to produce. And then on the opposite side, couldn't really tell who that was, diving into the 50-yard line. Snake on the pit side of the field for the Ironmen. So the Ironmen in really good field position and really playing off that penalty. 2 Damage players left alive. They're in good spots to cross it up. The Dorito on the pit side of the field has a very good shot at Brandon right now, but Brandon has those pins. You see Brandon, he's backed up off a little bit, and he's using those pins. Oh, almost got a shot at him. I think that might be one of the Edwards brothers over there. And Scott Kemp backing up Brandon Short. You see there's Scott Kemp right there, bottom right-hand portion of your screen.
Penalties off. He almost got out of there. And here comes Damage taken out. Does he get the arm player? Yes, he does. He's still alive. Big move.
Big move. That was a huge move from Damage. I really can't wait to see who that is over there. I think that might be one of the Edwards brothers. That might be Jason Edwards. And now Brandon Short taking out Chad Boussier over here, and looks like, yeah, Jason Edwards is charging into the back ranks.
He just got clipped at the end, so Ironmen are going to pull this point out here.
So I believe that was Jason Edwards. I can't see from over here. Looks like doing business or doing work over there for Damage, but it's not going to be enough. There's too many Ironmen to deal with, and now Brandon Short is going to walk that flag in. So nice job by the Ironmen, who are able to win this first point.
That was a back and forth seesaw battle there, is what we expected.
Yeah, and I think that, hey man, I think I would love to see that all day between these two teams. We have already seen it from the Division I guys throwing down for us, and they put on a show. And it looks like, let's check out the breakouts. The breakouts have been so key here with this technical field. And you look, okay, so the Ironmen sending out, look, that's Scotty Kemp. No, I think that might be Brandon Short, but they lose that one of their back players as the Thunder starts rolling in here. And then look at this, completely abandoning that side of the field. Again, we've seen this a lot. Dynasty did this a lot yesterday, and then no, on the delay out to the corner, you see his eyes up looking for those streams of paintballs. That's Chad Boussier trying to keep his footing. So Chad was trying to keep his footing there, running out. He was able to make it out clean.
And get that first point on the board there.
Yeah, get the first point on the board. So nice job by the Ironmen, who, and again, Brandon Short, man, he has been playing so well this event for them. And now coming out for the Ironmen, Chris Catt, and you're looking at Tampa Bay Damage on your screen right now with their rain attire, beanies stretched over their goggles. SK, Skinny Kevin, the coach of the Ironmen, with his umbrella out there.
And here's a spectator that's weathering the elements in his own way.
Hey man, shirt off.
Hey, why have the shirt on?
It's gonna get wet anyway.
It's gonna get it wet anyway.
Yeah.
So you know what?
And then it's just gonna be wet and sticky and
so
gross. So yeah, hey man, more power to him.
That's it.
All right, so just about 7 seconds to go here before the start of this next point. And both teams, even though Diamond's got a penalty, it was a minor penalty. So minor penalties, 1 minute, and they come off if you lose the point. And there's the Ironman on your screen right now as Mike Paxton goes up to that center. And I believe that's Brandon Short, and now you're looking at Damage.
Yep, there's first elimination, and it looks like Damage player at the tower here on the spectator side.
Yeah, it was Brandon Short.
They're playing the middle of the field, which we haven't seen in the divisional, so that was a good move because it slows him down or eliminates him from moving that snake side, which he did. And now they got Ironman all stuck in the middle here, so looks like Damage is going to try to move out here to the spectator side snake, which they just did. Looks like is that Brown, number 9?
Yeah, and Damage still has 5 bodies left alive, and they're all guns up right now. It doesn't look like they have any guns down. And that's going to be such a key thing here. I mean, these guns can be fickle in weather. And the manufacturers have done a really good job over the past couple of years to try to make them as impervious as possible to the weather. But hey, man,
we try.
You try. And that's all you can do. I mean, the paint manufacturers too. But I mean,
it's
these guns are not meant to be thrown into a puddle of mud and then picked up and played with. Well, actually, I take that back. They are designed for that. Some of these guns, the manufacturers actively try to do that. But when you do that time and time again, all day long, for the length of a couple different of these matches, it's just tough. But hey, look at both these teams, it looks like, have 5 guns up right now.
The move here, Damage needs to get to the snake if they want to get going here. They just eliminate one of the Ironman guys on the back line there, but he needs to get into the snake here to make things happen, which is look like he's doing. That's G3, another Ironman player is walking up the field, and Brown's moving down the snake side here, trying to make things happen, and here comes Damage.
Look at Damage, whoa, destroying Mark Paxton, and he catches a couple extra bonus balls, and it was Holiday, Daniel Holiday making his move through the center, and nice job by Brown over here to stay alive for Tampa Bay Damage. So Tampa Bay Damage is going to tie it up, and this is just what we were talking about, Steve, this back and forth match.
Yep, and as you can see, this game so far, it's still early, but they're moving the middle of the field a little bit. They're trying to test the middle of the field.
Yeah.
And it worked for Damage at that point. Now let's see what the Ironmen do if they meet them back in the middle. If they say, hey, you're not going to do that. You have to. If a team starts playing the middle, you've got to let them know that they can't do that.
Absolutely. I think that's a very good point, and just in general. I mean, if you have a team that has a specific game plan that's working, you really have to check them, know. And I think that the center has been utilized very well, and we haven't seen it too much so far. We have a little bit of action from that last point. You're looking at the breakout here. And again, it's been tough to make it out to that bottom left-hand corner of your screen, that bunker back there. And then you're seeing that move quickly by Damage up into the center. That was Holiday. Ooh, pointing his, calling his shot. Now let's look at the Ironman breakout. All the way, heavy guns in the middle, taking those safe routes. And that's Mike Paxton. He immediately guns up. You can see it. What a great lane he has on the snake over there. And then immediately Brandon Short gets out there. Now Brandon Short ended up getting taken out. And here comes, boom, look at this. Holiday destroying the arm of Mike Paxton. And so Pax, had to come off there, and the Ironmen lose that point. So our score is 1-1 right now with about 25 seconds left to go before the start of this next point. You're watching Tampa Bay Damage. They are in the blue and black, and the Ironmen in their iconic red and black.
Be nice if this rain would just take a break on us for a little bit.
Well, I looked at the weather this morning. If you've been listening to the webcast all day, I said it in our first game, and it does not look good for us. Let's put it that way.
Okay. So I need to stop whining.
Chris Catt getting taken out right away for the Ironmen. Couldn't get out there, and then here comes Scotty Kemp, and he gets that center stand-up. And then here comes Tampa Bay Damage. And the insert, look, he's all the way, look at that, up and over the top of that bunker. I think that's Jason Edwards, number 13, his brother, number 31. That's how you can tell, that Jason Edwards is substantially bigger than his brother.
And looks like Ironman lost both Snake Corner and Dorito Corner, so they're down 2 right now. So Damage, like they were doing yesterday in the game against Impact, they're shooting guys on the break now.
Yes.
Seems like they're finding their lanes.
Such a Scotty Kemp getting taken out. And here comes Damage. See Scotty Kemp running off the field. They also lose Mike Paxton as well, trying to get out to the back corner. So very quick point by Tampa Bay Damage as they were able to shoot Chris Catt off the break. That's CC for the Ironmen. And the thing is that, we saw that a lot yesterday, Steve. We saw a lot of guys get shot off the break as these teams really started to hone in those lanes. Today, we haven't really seen a lot of that, and that goes down to the conditions. It's really, that cross-field shot in a raging downpour, and it's not as bad right now, but we've really seen a continuous, it's a continuous rain, a continuous decent heavy rain, and then kind of spurts of a downpour all throughout the morning. And I think, according to the Weather Channel, that's what we're going to see all day long. But hey, what can you do? Just got to trudge on, and got about minute 13 to go, and the Ironmen down a point right now to Damage, and these guys are fighting to get into the finals here in Sunday's competition. Next up, we have Dynasty taking on Edmonton Impact, and I can't wait to see this game. Again, both the Ironmen and Damage played great to get here. All right, let's check out the breakouts again. You're looking at these breakouts again. Very key element of the game. Running out into that blind spot. This is Tampa Bay Damage, and then immediately after they run to the blind spot, and then try to get that quick burst of fire, and then boom, now making that move. Nice coordinated moves by Damage. All right, now let's look at Ironman. Ironman, same thing. Run out to that spot, but he gets shot, so it's a tough, that's Chris Catt. It's really hard for, and then Scotty Kemp, nice move, nice slide too. You see how he slid early realizing that, you got to slide substantially earlier.
Which some of the guys in the divisional were diving
and taking out bunkers,
a foot away,
and and it gets you all discombobulated, and it's
slide,
tough.
But time it. And it takes 1 or 2 games to figure out the slides.
Well, hey, Scotty Kemp, he's been around. I played with Scotty Kemp for a couple years. He's been playing top level PAM for a long time. He's played a lot of rainball before, even though he's from Southern California. All right, let's look at the Ironman. You're looking at the Ironman right now on the breakout.
Here goes Ironman, middle of the field, going straight to the A, to the 50 Dorito. Center 50 Dorito, which we saw that a few times yesterday. Yeah,
nice. See, that's what we were just talking about. And look at that. He made it. No problem. It's completely unabated all the way into that 50-yard line Dorito. Great spot for the Ironman right now. I think that might be Humphreys.
And that's a good move here. Now here comes Damage getting ready to say, hey, that's not going to happen. Now here we go.
Look at this. I think he
That's a
might have
trade
got
out,
shot.
And that's the
Oh.
move. That's
yeah,
a good
that's
move.
a move. That was a nice job. So that was CC for the Ironman, making it all the way up there. Nice job.
But Carthy made that move from the back center, so they took their big gunner out of there. So
What a great clutch move by Mike Carthy to get
player.
that.
So back players back home, if you're a back player, that you got to sometimes become that offensive threat, and he just did. Took that guy out. And now it's 2 Ironmen off the field, but here comes Ironman straight into the snake to meet Damage.
Scott Kemp, misses his first snapshot. Lets Brown get up on him. Look at that. Now Scott Kemp looks like he might have had the drop on Brown. Look at Brown, number 9. So Brown is gunned up right now, is waiting for Scott Kemp. Look at this vicious battle here going on in the snake. They're just feet from one another. And that's smart. Look at Scott Kemp. You can see the burst of air coming out of his gun. And you don't want to see. Brown needs to keep his gun up. Brown, if your head is out, keep your gun up.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't want to get lazy. And now he brings his gun back.
At this point, get up and go do him. Get him. There's no one looking at you. There's nobody looking at you.
Let's look right now. They both have a back guy. So yeah, a trade out right now would not be a bad move. Clear the snake out and let your back guys go to work.
Exactly.
You got to make sure you trade out though. You do not want to run out. Now,
yeah, that's important.
Now here's another thing. Who has to load first? Whoever has to load first is definitely not going to have the advantage here.
Good move here. Especially for Damage, he can get up and go the highway.
No, but he's going to go down and trade out. So nice job.
And I don't know if he gets him, does he? Yes, he does.
Yeah, he got him. So nice job by Brown to go trade out with
Does
Kemp.
he take the spot? Let's see. That's the move here.
Chad Bouchier immediately after that. That's what I'm talking about. That's why Chad is so good. Brandon Short got beaten to the punch over here as Chad Bouchier was able to get in there, beat Brandon Short to the punch. Now here comes Brandon Short. Maybe he's going to run the highway. He's going to see which way that gun is shooting. Brandon Short now closing the distance. You can see Brandon Short, he's in the little. Here he comes now. He's going to run down and try to slide, and he gets a shot on his pack. Hell of a job by Brandon Short. Awesome move. And it looks like Chad Bouchier might have spun on him. You can see the argument.
And
the boos are coming in from the crowd, and Brandon Short is incredibly angry at that call. And honestly, you know what?
He should be.
That's a bad call there. We don't say that often, but that's a bad call.
That call there, Short should have stayed in. And
that was an amazing move by Brandon Short. What composure in the elements. He knows he slides out wide, gets a shot. Chad Bouchier spins around and takes out Brandon Short in the red. The 3 referees there, and they totally missed that call.
Do we have a one-on-one here?
Yeah, it looks like a one-on-one, and Billy Wing. And Billy Wing is going to come off. I was going to say, what an epic one-on-one battle between Brian Smith and Billy Wing, but Billy Wing got shot. So Smith, nice job.
We're now approaching our webcast point of. This is the swing point right here. They need to get this. They need to get this 3-2 because they don't want to go down 4-1.
No, you do not want to go down 4-1. So nice job by Damage, and we talked about the 3-point spread. You've definitely heard us speak about this before if you've watched some of these shows. And the reason why that exists is because we're in this race to 7 format, paintball being so much a mental game, a game of momentum. Once that happens, then it really is tough to get back in the match. You look at the score right there, Damage 3, Ironman 1. Let's check out the breakouts here from that last point. Okay, look at this. Here's the Ironman all the way. Let's check an awesome move by CC. Boom, what a great run. And then off that, Brandon Short gets in there. Scotty Kemp gets in there. And then Scotty Kemp got in the snake. Now on the flip side, look at this. All the way to snake 1 off the break. I really love how these pro teams are just letting it fly out. They're just flying out there and making these really risky, aggressive moves. But because of the elements, the risk factor is decreased. It's much harder to shoot these lanes. And then look at this. Nice job. Mike Carthy all the way from the back center runs right through and takes out CC from the Ironman. Cat made a good job to get there, and then a great counter move by one of the better players on Damage's squad, Mike Carthy. So it looks like the Ironmen are going to call a smart timeout. I think that's a great job by them to call that timeout.
And they regroup real quick here. So they can't go down.
If you're Skinny Kevin, what are you saying right now to the Ironmen?
Please stay alive. Please stay alive. You know what? They're making good moves. Even when they're down bodies, they're still making moves down the field. They gotta survive the break because Damage is getting 1 or 2 of them each game.
Yeah.
each game, like I'm seeing an Ironman player walking off, if not 1, 2. So they need to survive the break. If they can survive the break, make their moves, get to their secondaries, and play paintball.
Absolutely.
That's it. You know, as coaches, we all come up with these plays, but as soon as the horn hits and you get to your bunkers, after that, when you make your initial play, that's it. It's paintball after that. You got to go to your next. You know if you're going to snake 1, you're going to snake 2, you know where your shots are. And it changes. Obviously, if you shoot the snake corner on the break, the rule of thumb is go down the snake. Don't stop. Go all the way down.
Absolutely, man. If they're going to give that to you, go for it. I totally agree. And I think that it really is, it's that last 5%. I think that, at this top level, especially on Sunday, it's so easy. It's so much easier. The first 95% is so easy compared to that last 5%. But that's what makes the difference between a great team. You want to talk about the last 5%? You're looking at Brandon Short right now. Brandon Short has been in clutch situations many, many, many times in his career. He's won championships. He's been in situations like this before. So, it's one of those situations where, I would let Brandon play every point, as well as he's playing. I think that a lot of the younger guys are stepping it up, but Brandon's been productive over here. What a great move he did, too. And again, the referees, they do such an amazing job out here, but I really think that, at least from my perspective, and from what I saw on that camera angle and what I saw with my own eyes, that I really think that Brandon got cheated out of that move.
That was a bad call.
You could see, he got livid, and Brandon has been in a lot of close calls before, and he's a veteran. He knows, hey, you don't lip off to the referees, because if you lip off to the referees, they love to throw those talking after hit penalties. They love that, and this rightfully so. You can't let players start to mouth off too much, because then it gets carried away and they don't have control of the game. And there's Brandon on your screen right now, running and gunning all the way out to the corner, and he makes it in alive. So it looks like 5 bodies alive for the Ironmen, and there now you're looking at Tampa Bay Damage. They have 5 players left alive as well.
Five on 5. There you go. They survived the break. Now let's see if they can play some paintball and make some moves and get this point here and get this game to 3-2.
So yeah, 5 bodies for both teams. So we could see a pretty slow point, especially with Damage up by 2 points right now on the Ironmen. The Ironmen are the ones that are going to have to come aggressive here. And what a big point that was for Damage, and it goes back to that call too. What if that call is switched and then we have ourselves a 1-point match instead of the 2 that we have right now? And this is a must-win point for the Ironmen. 10 minutes and 18 seconds left. Still, that's a lot of time on the clock, but because of the conditions, you're going to see the slower points a lot of times. I will give these teams credit. We have not seen slow points so far. We've seen very aggressive moves. And now,
and they need to. They can't afford to go down 4-1 here. They need to just do what they're doing. They got good position right now. Shorts here, getting ready to get into the snake.
Well, that's Cat, CC from the Ironmen.
And he takes one of the Damage guys out.
Trying to think what is stopping him from getting it out, and there's nothing stopping him right now. No one is shooting at him right now. He can get into the snake. Look at all those guns. All those guns are on the stronger snake side, which is the pit side. And the referees are going to pull out. That was Jason Edwards coming off for Tampa Bay Damage. And now the guns have switched back to CC. So now CC's looking at a couple guns. You can see those lanes. Look at those lanes. See that back stand up in the center of your screen that's shaking a little bit? That was a really good lane from that back bunker to try to shoot CC as he tries to make it. Now look at him. Now one gun. That's that back stand up that you just saw moving. I think that's Timmy Probst in there. They have one gun down the sideline, one gun trying to keep Chris Cat honest over here in the snake.
And I think is that Paxton went to the center?
Losing bodies though. The Ironmen lose Humphreys over there on the snake side of the field, but they have Mike Paxton in a really good position, and now Cat makes his move. Ironmen are looking good, very good field position. They got Chris Cat past the 50-yard line. They got Billy Wing in the other snake on the opposite side of the field, and Mike Pax in the center. So the Ironmen look very strong right now, and I think they have 3 bodies you're looking at. So Damage is a real hard team to go into their guns.
Oh, and he gets eliminated. Cat.
Oh wow,
gets hit in the harness.
Bad death by Cat in the Ironman.
That's 3 on 3.
That's a bad loss for the Ironmen over here on the snake side of the field is in such good field position. So now what needs to happen is Brandon Short is going to need to get into the snake. But he is all the way in the back bunker right now, way in the back. And yeah, you see there, bottom portion of your screen. That's Brandon Short. He's way back there, and he hasn't shot his gun for a while. So I don't know, maybe he's having gun issues. No, let's see. No, his gun is working just fine. So he needs to work himself into the snake.
Which he will. He'll find a way.
The problem is he's shooting at his mirror right now. He has a mirror, and when we say that, it means there's a player from the opposite team. Now, boom, there it is. And that's his mirror. That's the exact same bunker on the opposite side of the field, his mirror. And you can see, look at the cross. They have Tampa Bay. They're up 2 points right now, and the time's starting to tick down. 7 minutes and 35 seconds left to play. That's Mike Pax there in the center. Center 50 Dorito. He's in a good spot, but he's trying to work right now. He's like, okay, which way do I go? And when you're in a spot like that, what's going through your mind? Now, big move by Brandon Short. Nice job all the way into the snake. And now here comes Mike. Now Mike all the way past the 50-yard line.
Oh, and Pax gets taken out.
Yeah, that was an inopportune move right there.
Yeah, man. He needed to take him with him.
And they lose Billy Wing as well. So it's not looking good for Brandon Short. He's the last player left alive, and he is going to get run down and bonus balled.
That's even worse.
And now Brandon's asking, hey, what's going on? Brandon giving the refs an earful. So Brandon getting the proverbial short end of the stick.
I know what Paxton was thinking, and I like him going down. I just don't know if that was just needed just yet. It's still, it was
there was still time.
7 minutes.
I agree.
Left.
I agree. And you could see that what I was about to say is he's head checking both sides, and you can see when a guy starts to get itchy feet like that, then he wants to make a move, and then sure enough, he made his move across. And Mike's got great timing, but that was not the right time to go. He's heading, not just yet. I mean, he still had time left, and I understand why he made that move when he did. Maybe he saw something that we didn't.
Of course.
But yeah, but at the same time, man, it's like, let Brandon get in position. Let Brandon start to get over there. Let the guns turn and Brandon. Let those guys really start thinking about Brandon doing work over here, and then that's when you make that move. So you may probably jump the gun a little bit, and now the Ironmen are looking at that dreaded 3-point spread. Look at the score on the top of your screen. Damage 4, Ironmen 1, 6:55 left on the clock, minute 05 to go. Penalties not really played too much of a part here in this game. And again, the winner of this game, we're in the semifinals here in Sunday's competition. The winner of this match will be headed to the finals to take on the winner of the next game, Dynasty and Edmonton Impact. So you're okay now. Now you're SK. What are you telling them now?
Well, you stayed alive, guys. That last game, you didn't die in the break. So I need you to do that again, but I need you to get down the field and win this point.
Yeah, yeah.
They need to survive the break, and then they got to make moves, and they got to make them quick, and they got to get down the field. They can't mess around. They got to get to those snakes.
Yeah, you're looking at Jason Edwards there on the left. It's Mike Carthy there in the center. Monster gunfighter Mike Carthy, and again, Jason Edwards, one of the most consistent and well-rounded players on that team, and I think in the sport he's really come up.
I would say Brian Smith, another underrated player. Brian is a baller.
Yeah, Brian. Well, the thing with Brian though is like sometimes it's hard or cold. When Brian's at Brian's best, man, he's unstoppable. I remember an event in Chicago when no one could shoot him. Look at that, all that miss coming out of those guns as the guns blaze off the break. 5 players left alive for damage, and all they need to do at this point is just roll those guns and keep the Ironmen from advancing up the field. Look at Scotty Kemp.
But here's the problem as well. Just notice that the Ironmen do have a penalty. They're in the major right now, so they're playing with 4.
And the Thunder Gods agree because they start to voice their opinion as well.
So Ironmen in a major. Still 4 alive though, and they're eating that penalty away, and that's what you want to do.
Who got that major penalty?
And maybe it happened on the other side. Maybe it was the snake player or Paxton. I don't know who it was.
I don't know. I was looking at damage. I didn't see that
names.
Penalty was on. Yeah, before you.
Yeah, so it was a player. We don't know.
Innocent till proven guilty. We don't know who it was. Yeah, it looks like Scotty's having a gun issue. Look at, he's doing major surgery on his loader. He's got his loader in 2 pieces, and actually thank God that loader goes into 2 pieces, so he can try to get it up again. So Scotty's going to have to maintain his focus. This is one of those fight gone bad moments. You're down 3 points, it's raining, your gun isn't working, you're getting pinched out from both angles, and you really have to really maintain that composure, and Scotty's doing a great job of it. Yeah, now he's got his gun back up, and let's say Ironman can make it out. Look at Scotty, he's trying to get as small as possible. Ironman tried to get out to that back corner. I think he might have made it in alive, which means that I think that's Jason Edwards. No, that's Jacob Edwards. So both the Edwards brothers over here on the snake side of the field for Tampa Bay Damage. Edwards, the younger, past the 50-yard line. Snake doing work in there. Not quite feasting yet, though he missed his shot on that back corner. You see the back corner is now up, and you know, thank God for if you are an Ironman fan that Scotty Kemp is maintaining his composure. You see him though, he's shaking his head though. And then now looks like Chris Cat able to get in right beside him. So nice move by Chris Cat. Look at this Chris Cat going into a Damage team that has way better field position than he does. His boy has got his gun down, and then that also lose. I think that might be Billy. No, it's Mike Paxton out of back center. So Mike's struggling this game. And then the Ironman able to get into Snake 1 on the opposite side of the field. No, he might have got shot. The referee is in there checking him out, and he is eliminated. So unfortunate loss. I think that was Oswaldo for the Ironman as he gets taken out. So another loss for the Ironman. Another player loss on that side. It's not looking good for them right now as we are about 4:20 on the clock. It's going to be Chris Cat's going to have to do something, man. Scotty Kemp's gun's down. Oswaldo got shot, and
I'm not sure. Maybe shoot a couple before he starts running into this chainsaw.
Running into the buzzsaw is not a good idea. But man, what other choices does Chris have, or does Cat at this moment, man? I mean, look at this. He's in a situation where I think that's Billy Wing at that stand-up, but it's Billy Wing's not really in a position to make an aggressive move. Now Billy Wing's a great shot, so it's going to be tough to go into Billy Wing's gun, but they don't have to go into Billy Wing's gun. Damage just needs to hang out, and they finally are going to be forced to concede that point. Scotty Kemp, a great job of staying alive in there, maintaining his composure while his gun's down. But man, like there's really not much that Ironman could do in that point other than just try to stay alive a little bit. Like Mike should have stayed alive in that back center. Scotty could do anything, man. Poor Kemp, he just had gun issues, and with the way that this rain just continually, steadily is coming down, it's not making things any better.
That's not surprising to see. You'll see one or two on each team, and again, today you need luck. Can your 5 guns survive each point? That's what you need. You need luck today.
Yeah, all right, let's check out we absolutely need luck. Let's check out the breakouts from that last point. Look at Damage. Their Damage again, running out that blind spot, and then immediately seeing that over and over again. And heavy guns. And then now the Ironman as they break out, and Scotty goes up to that center. It looks like, he had his gun working up to that point, and then spreading the field out Billy Wing out of that back center. So it was Mike Paxton that got the penalty, because then he filled that back center afterwards.
Okay. Sorry, Mike.
Yeah. Well,
5-1.
It's not looking good for the Ironman right now. I'm going to say that the fat lady has sung with 3 minutes and 47 seconds left.
In these conditions.
Now, remember, we talked about this too, though. You can do a lot of aggressive stuff off the break with these conditions, but it's really hard, man. It's going to be a tough road for the Ironman to even scratch back to tie it up, and they have to score 4 points in under 4 minutes, and I don't know if they can do it.
And I think, right, and this is where, again, a lot of these younger players, they got to get this experience. They're still in new situations that they're learning. They're getting this play time. So
yeah, Damage
is a little more seasoned in this situation, I think. Overall, as a team, a full team. Mm-hmm. Not to take away from Ironman because they got SK and Short, but player-wise, the younger players, this is. Some of them, their swagger doesn't look so good right now.
No.
Their heads are down a little bit. But, hey, see if they can get some points here.
And we haven't seen much out of Kyle Spica.
I don't think we've set him.
Yeah, I think that might have been him that just got shot trying to get over into the snake. It's tough to tell with their heads all wrapped up in beanies and in this rain to see that far, but I think that was Kyle Spica. And he played so great yesterday and had he had this one point where he shot 4 guys and just dominated over there on that snake side of the field over by the pits.
Three minutes left in the game.
Yeah, and time is ticking off. And look at Damage. Look at the Damage is just rolling their guns. They probably carried extra paint out. And they just need to, and look, they take out Cat. So, just
4-on-3 now.
And here comes Brandon Short.
And Damage they don't have to. They're just trying to get to the finals, but Damage loses him one right now. So it's now 3-on-3. But 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So Ironman, if they're gonna want to get some points, they got to get moving a lot faster here.
And now it looks like Humphrey's getting into Snake 1 for the Ironman. So the Ironman 3 bodies alive. And then Humphrey's into the 50-yard line Snake.
Dave Bain's making a move to the back tower there.
And then now Brandon Short all the way into the snake. So Brandon Short's going to have to make quick work here. And you see Brandon, he's just laying out on that lane. But the problem for him, though, right now is that there's only 2 minutes left. And all Damage has to do is just cross it up, which is what they're doing right now. I mean, all you're seeing from Damage, if you're the Ironman, is tips of barrels and the edge of a goggle. That's it. That's all you're seeing. Yeah. You're not really engaging in any, any sort of aggressive gunfight whatsoever. And then now the Ironmen realize that they really don't have too much. They don't have anything left, man. I mean, they have to really push in now as far as time is concerned. They don't have any time left. You see Billy Wing trying to do work over there. And there goes Humphreys running to his death. And now Brandon Short and Billy Wing are the only Ironmen left on the field. And Brandon is he was looking at that clock, and he's just seeing that the life of the Ironman is just fading at this point. Down 4 points in this torrential, well, not quite torrential yet, but it has been in parts.
It's picked up here.
It is, yeah. The rain is starting to pick up. Yeah, and again, anytime that the rain starts to get really heavy, we have this internet feed coming to you via satellite uplink, and once the rain starts to pour down and it gets in a downpour, that's when we start to have issues. So we apologize for those technical problems that we're having, but there's nothing we can do about it. So anyone that has like a direct line to the rain gods, if you could just tell them to hold off for maybe 5 or 6 hours, it would help. It would help your viewing enjoyment.
I think the Ironmen are still pushing here, but obviously we've run out of time.
Yeah, and so the time now ticking down, 24, 23. Yeah, it looks like Damage is going to be moving on to the finals to face the winner of our next game, Dynasty versus Impact.
So
Brandon Short stood battling. Hey, more props to Brandon Short, who's in there. Last guy left alive as Billy Wing dies on this pit snake side of the field. And 3, 2, 1, and that is going to do it. And the horn rings out.
Congratulations to Damage. Both teams, they made it to the finals. They played in some crazy conditions here.
Yeah, they manned through it.
This is Damage's first final since Phoenix last year. First chance to win the tournament. And
they're playing great, man. They played a very smart, methodical game. That's their style of ball. They used their aggression when they needed it. They won the close points, and they defeated a pretty strong Ironman squad. I'll tell you what, though, those young players that had stepped up to get here, unfortunately did not perform today. Hats off to Brandon Short. He played very well. Scotty Kemp, too. He maintained his composure. All right, we got a breakout here from that last point. Let's check it out. So you're looking at, there's Damage. Look at this breakout. They go to the back corners, 2 guns in the center to try to get a kill off the break, and then immediately to the stand-up. That's a great line right there. They do lose their player trying to get to that stand-up. That's okay. They had enough bodies to hold off the Ironman's onslaught. Now here comes the Ironman running out, trying to get some ground. I'm surprised. I don't know why the Ironman didn't do something up the center with this point. I mean, they needed to win close, or they needed to win quick points to have any chance whatsoever of getting back into this match. Now you're looking at this last part of the game. That's Billy Wing getting into the snake, and it's Billy Wing getting into the snake, and then Brandon Short's a little off your screen, but it was just nothing much that he could do. So you're watching the last couple battles, the last couple seconds as Billy Wing was walking off there, and that was it. So congratulations to Tampa Bay Damage as they advance into the finals. Next up, San Diego Dynasty taking on Edmonton Impact. And on behalf of Steve Rabikoff and all the production crew, I'm Matty Marshall, and we have more great paintball coming at you from the PSP New Jersey Open. Stick around.